College graduation, it's a time of excitement, of new beginnings, but here in Moscow, Idaho, this week, it's been a little bit quiet.
I haven't seen as much excitement for this graduation, like compared to the previous years.
Paige Erbely graduated from the University of Idaho and has stuck around Moscow for work. She says there's a cloud over this year's celebration, falling exactly 6 months to the day since 4 University of Idaho students were brutally murdered. 2 of the victims, Maddie Mogan and Kaylee Goncalves, were seniors and should be walking with their classmates. Visiting campus, you almost wouldn't know graduation was happening this weekend.
It's just a really, really touchy subject that the town is very, very sensitive to right now.
The house, still boarded up, patrolled by security 24/7 for months, is a stark reminder not only of the tragedy, but of the month-and-a-half-long manhunt that left so many here shaken.
The murders in November were really sent a shock to the whole system.
Since then, both Erbely and architecture professor Phil Mead say the town changed.
We just paid more attention. We were all very much more cautious.
I used to sometimes leave my door unlocked and be like, whatever, Moscow's a safe town, nothing's gonna happen. And of course, I don't have the luxury of thinking like that anymore.
Mead says he's been encouraged by the extra security that is still in place, but says the fact that the man accused of the crime is in jail just a few blocks away keeps the chill here.
And the courthouse is right up there, so just think of, every once in a while I have to drive by it.
Scripps News spoke with a dozen students, and their concern is the continued microscope on their tiny town in the middle of rolling hills, many of them still shaken by what happened.
I think it was a traumatic experience. We were all there for each other, but I also think that there is a sense of the outside world having a spotlight on the small town that you love created more. It was hectic, it was scary.
Sarah Sullivan, a native Californian, came to Idaho because her mom went to school here. She says this is a tight-knit school full of students with deep roots.
Fellow students have really stepped up support and positive support.
The dean of students, a lot of teachers and everything have been really compassionate and really putting out resources out there, letting us know that we have someone to hear us out, hear our concerns.
The school, the families, the Greek houses where victims were members, the restaurant where 2 of the victims worked, all hesitant to make any statements that could impact their healing and the pending trial. Students in Greek life told us they've made checking in on each other's mental health a focus. After all, this case and conspiracy theories surrounding it became prevalent on social media.
There was a lot of he said, she said, and people were coming after fellow students and things and professors who were completely innocent, and you were like, that's not true, I know these people.
The murders defining this year, but the students tell us they are determined for people to know the goodness that exists here.
We've gotten through it, and I think we've come out stronger as a community as a whole.
There's definitely a level of anxiety here, knowing the spotlight will once again be on their tiny town soon. Koberger has not entered a plea in either his burglary or 4 murder charges. He's expected back in court on June 26th. Alex Miller, Scripps News, Moscow, Idaho.